Already. Hello everyone. I'm Alex Koloskov and welcome to FOTG Pro Club workshop critique and review number 69. Today, as usual, we'll be reviewing your homework, your submissions, and I have Artyom Pisarevsky, our Pro
Hello.
Club instructors. 1 second, Artyom. We need to jump on the video. Okay. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Thanks for joining, Artyom. We're going
Thank
to
you. Thank you for having me.
and give you hard time, guys, now because you have good work to talk about. Okay, let's see if everything is fine. Hello, Lydia. Oh, awesome. So give us please feedback about sound and video, if everything is fine, if no echo, if you hear and see us well. Just post a plus on the forum. Oh, sorry, on the chat. So we know that all is good and we'll be good to go. And we'll figure out the delay that streaming is giving us. Okay, so about 20 seconds as usual. Thank you, Andres. Super. Well, let's jump to the shots and we'll go from there. How I do it? I do it like this. And okay, yes. So first one will be Andres. Here you go. You first who answered the quiz about the video quality and the broadcast quality actually, and you first who submitted the image for this workshop. Let's see. This is the final result. Wow, it's good. And pretty cool machine, I guess. Let's see how you did shot. So you used one light source, is it correct? Probably yes. Okay. Let's see. You have a few, let me switch. A few glossy surfaces, right? Surfaces. Yes, it will be like this. That look good. Then lots of matte things and Andres, I couldn't find something that I can bite you on but your image really I think it looks very good. I hope you did some close-up shots as well because it's like a series. I mean it's really a good thing to do a series specifically for your portfolio. This is what people love. Well, Artyom, I need to give the word for you because I
Yeah,
have.
sure. Do you have to set up the screen share first?
Yeah, you set
we
up. I
can-
mean, because we see you now. If
All
you
right,
set
let's
up,
see.
you'll be there. Okay. Yes,
Okay.
we'll do it like this. Yep.
All right, we good now?
Yes, we're good.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Alex. So yeah, I think I actually am kind of on the same boat with Alex. This is pretty much the look we were after when we first out planned the workshop. So basically, this is just like the machine is coming from the nice like dark background where you can barely see the edges, and then we have these like really nice gradients. So yeah, I didn't find anything to pick on this image. It is a very good image, and it's quite a good kind of to uh, set the theme for this, because this is exactly what we were looking for. So yes, really good job. I don't have anything to say. I really like this image. So I think
Yeah.
let's just appreciate the good work here.
Yes, yes. So you see, that's the problem when it's too good. It's like, well, you can critique.
Yeah, we can't really
Yeah.
critique it
Yeah.
because it is really good.
Maybe we can ask our Pro Club photographers who watch us right now, guys. Do you have any word of wisdom for this?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually a
If
really
yes,
good point.
yeah, shoot it. I mean, let's discuss. We are ready to move on, but in case maybe we didn't notice something.
Yeah,
what-
we can
what
get
we-
back to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Uh,
right.
Andres, thank
Well-
you so much. Great stuff. Let's let me jump to the next one, and
Oh, I can actually probably keep my screen share on
yes, yeah,
the whole time because you can
yes,
you can
I
see
switched.
me.
Yes, exactly.
Nice. All right. Good job.
Okay, next one, Wiki Jones. Hello, Wiki. First time, right? First time for Studio Lights, Tethering, Lightroom. Okay, well, Lightroom. Long time I didn't use it for anything like this. Okay. I didn't allow the Photoshop learning curve. Yes, this is something that I didn't manage. Alex, can you increase your audio? I can increase my audio. I think it's matter of where I'm speaking to. If I speak like this, it should be good audio, right? If not, let me increase 1 second.
Now when Alex left, I can hijack the stream.
Okay, that was not far away, and I can raise my voice as well, so it should be better. Image is missing only cool shot of coffee cup. Yeah, Roman, coffee cup. But yeah, actually you're right. But it will be, just a cool addition. It's not a critique on the previous image. Okay, Wiki. Wiki, one thing, you're probably new to Pro Club, so welcome to Pro Club. What we usually ask to submit for the critique is your lighting setup as well. For this one is not that critical, since we know that it will be one light source, you'll be kind of moving around, so probably there is no real fixed lighting setup. However, just keep in mind for future workshops, for any critique that we're going to do for your images, we need to see how you shot it, because otherwise it's hard to understand, where coming from. Either it's mistake or it's like you did for purpose, stuff like this. For example, here I would love to see what kind of light modifier you have. Not even where, because I can guess, but was it, some like Savage plastic, or was it the how you call that fabric, the silk? Why I'm asking, because you have this reflection here on top, which is the rest looks cool, but this one is not the sexiest, I think, because first of all it's quite bright compared to others, but it's not a problem if it would be some nice and sexy shape. This one kind of look a little bit strange. Let me grab my red pencil and do some markups here. Okay. A second. Yep. So I'm talking about this area, right? It's a matter of probably creating a better shape. Anyway, that ideally, since I guess there is a curve, right, from the vertical to horizontal plane of this thing, it should be nice, sort of like a gradient going like this. Ideally, I think the shape of of that curve is not that nice, so you got what you got, but still this is something that could be cool. This side I like it. Maybe Artem will tell you about some maybe a little bit additional cleaning and stuff like this, but again, this is not a photography, it's more like Photoshop. What I'm not sure, again, it definitely could be fixed in Photoshop, but let's say this part, there is some unevenness on your gradient. You have beautiful spot, on that corner, on the bottom right corner, and it's like a gradient on the super glossy surface. Yeah, I guess it's super glossy, but here it's a little bit, it start kind of, playing waves, not always looking good. Sometimes yes, sometimes not, but not always. So maybe you can do it in Photoshop. Definitely you can do it. Maybe it's really hard, maybe not, but you can do it definitely in the camera. If you see something like that, you probably can just play a little bit with your lighting to just remove that light at all, from that area. Just leave it dark, And probably the last one is white balanced, but again, I'm not sure, maybe Artem will tell you. For me, it's like, I think it's not yellow, the metal, not this kind of strange hue, which is kind of yellowish, brownish. Maybe you like it, maybe you specially tune this, it's okay. But if it accidentally, then it's not good, because usually we try to represent it on the correct white balance. This is it. Artem, now it's your turn.
All right, thank you. Yeah, good points. I think we can agree on some things already. We can get this yellow hue right out of the way, because I think that's exactly what I thought. I'm not sure if this was supposed to be this yellow, but I think this would be like much better. Maybe if it's supposed to be warm, then you can leave some of the yellow, but I think this is way too yellow, because then it starts to look dirty. So maybe closer to the metal look. And actually the first important thing, in my opinion, is that you get rid of the background hue, because the background here isn't black either. It's kind of red-ish. If we take our color sampler tool and click here, over here, we can see that it goes to the red channel, and it's slightly above the black, so it's not completely black. And that was kind of but again, if the rest of the image is the same kind of red, I don't see a problem. But yeah, I'd get rid of the color. And also there was this one point where you said that the toaster was like a mirror, and I couldn't get the reflection under the handle out or the two dots under that area. So I assume you are talking about Alex, you need to help me on this.
Yes,
I'm not sure if it is it this
Yes, probably. Let me.
under the handle, because I don't see any other handles.
Yes,
over
I
here.
think that is. Yeah, this is handle that. Yeah, kind of lifts the bread and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so these are quite simple to get rid of just with clone stamp, but I think over here you'd have to mask out and try to do it with solid color. It is difficult, so I do understand, and it's a good point that you kind of noticed that you could have gotten rid of those, because that's what I would have done. And I would also get rid of some of the dust on a toaster. It's good to have it like really clean for photos like this. So we have quite a lot of stuff over here. It's really easy to remove with just spot healing brush or similar. Clone stamp isn't really good because it doesn't blend anything, so I'd use the spot healing brush. And I can't tell you to dodge and burn if you are not familiar with Photoshop, but if you have time and you said that you're not going to give up, go to YouTube and try to learn how to dodge and burn, so you can get rid of these kind of waves which Alex was talking about. So if you get this kind of waviness in the gradients, you can easily fix that in post if you know how to dodge and burn. So just it looks quite a lot, but it's not really. That's maybe it takes as long as it took me to mark those up. So just go around and clean those and get rid of the yellow hue, and I think we're on a good track here.
Yeah, it's immediately start looking
It
like
looks
a
more
glossy metal. Metallic,
yeah.
yeah. Otherwise, it's like, yeah.
And also, if you want, you can also kind of continue the whole dark theme by doing this kind of fade in from the background if you don't want the hard edge to show here. So that's a quick, easy way to do it. Just large ellipse with a lot of feather on the mask. Yeah, really. Otherwise, really good. I think it's a good if you're not familiar with Photoshop. It's a good start. So thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Artyom. Yeah, good points. Yeah, the dodge and burn is a cool. It's like a magic for me when you can remove those unevenness of lighting and remove those wrinkles, all that kind of stuff. Is a beautiful technique.
Yeah, and I
So,
think
yeah.
it's really important also.
Yeah. Okay. Next would be Svetlana, right? Yes. Svetlana's shot. So let's jump on this. Okay. Let's see. Nice, cool little spotlight. Yes, this is something that I would use too. Oh, they make it really smaller. The Alien Bees now is tiny. It was my first kind of professional studio lighting, the Alien Bees, a long time ago. Okay, let's see here. Nice large diffusers, super cool. Okay, something that really will help you. Okay, and this coffee maker. Well done, well done. I assume that's not super glossy. It's like more like, I don't know, semi glossy. I think I remember that model. I've seen it. It's somewhere in between brushed metal and glossy one. So looks good. I like this. It's interesting. There is like what we called waves on the previous shot of Wiki. But here we have this sort of like a spots, but for some reason, at least on my personal opinion, it looks good. I don't see any problems with this little like talking about this front panel, the top one. Somehow it looks good. So cool. Maybe Artyom won't agree, but I don't know. I feel okay with this. We have this here. Well. Yeah, hard to find something that I would tell that, hey, needs to be improved. There is this, let me grab this. On the right, it's barely visible edge of machine. Talking about this side. I don't know, Svetlana, maybe it will be cool to either make it slightly more visible, like tiny edge, or maybe completely wiped it out, so it's not really the question about this, because it's really not enough information for us to get what is there. If it's an edge, let's make it edge. Just probably go up with that little line that you already have. But again, it's very subjective. I'm trying to squeeze at least something for the critique, because image is really good. Yeah, other than that, I think lighting is really good. Artyom, what do you think? What's your turn?
Yeah, I marked the only spots which kind of throw me off on the image. I think the lower part is really good. It's almost flawless. I don't see anything wrong with the bottom part, but over here on the top, I'm not sure about these lights. I don't know what they really add to the image, because they're kind of this one is kind of in the middle of the panel, and I don't know. It's not really, again, post-production side, but this is the only thing which I think I noticed in the photo. Otherwise, I think it's really good. There is no dust anywhere, and it's cleaned really well. And on the bottom, I really like how the gradients fade really nicely into the object, as was the purpose of the kind of style we were after. So the gradients kind of fade into the image. But yeah, over here I think I wouldn't have such harsh highlights on these parts. So that's the only thing which which I think that is a bit weird. And also I think that I'm not sure, like over here you have this kind of gradient, and here we have a hard edge, and we have hard edge here, and then again we have a soft spot over here. So I don't know if it would be better to kind of fade maybe this edge a bit more, so it's a little bit softer, but it looks good either way. I don't think it's such a big deal because again this kind of gives the machine some shape, and over here we have some fading. So yeah, that's kind of a personal thing. I would fade it a little bit, but again, it's subjective. Really nice image. Otherwise, it's really good post-production.
Thank you, Artyom. It's interesting thought about that fading, and now I kind of look a little bit different at this. I would agree about top left corner.
Top left corner, yeah.
The rest probably is fine with me. It's kind of look nice, that other part, but yeah, that one probably, you know. But again, it's not a mistake. It's okay. It just
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of here and there. I'm not sure if it needs it, because now when I tried it, it's kind of it works, because I think it's kind of coming out of this like void, not from the like bottom direction from here, but now it's coming like this, like sideways.
Yes.
If we don't have the gradient, it's kind of coming from the bottom, so that's throwing me off. So that's why I would fade the top left a bit.
Yes, it looks.
But yeah,
look better when you do it.
Otherwise, really good image.
Cool, Svetlana. Yeah, thank you.
Good job.
Good job. We need mystery, on this shot definitely. If you have a little bit more mystery, and that fading out, it's a cool thing. Thank you, Artyom. Great catch. Okay, let's move to next one. There is some activity on the forum. The Pro Club member from Cambodia.
We got one more, I think.
Oh, it's like on the same forum. Okay, then we'll review, refresh it, and we should be good.
No, we're good. Yeah, Morten, I think, posted it.
Okay,
right
here it
now.
is. Okay, Morten, thank you. Great. Let's jump to. Well, I think I need to refresh it here. Yeah.
We're onto the juicer shot from Ange Atiogbe. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. That is.
Yeah, Angie probably. Okay, juicier. Some
looks good.
Large stuff here. Okay, top thing. I suggest you to paint that wooden frame with either white or gray. Well, probably better white paint to avoid any color spills, any color kind of leaking from the frame, because it may happen since it's really close to the light. Okay, so we don't need to have any light. I mean, the colors. It's like on the Swiss Scott diffusers, which has color in frame, I mean, the edge, based on the f-stop. Crazy stuff for product photographer. Yellow, they have some, I think, green or whatever. I need to cover it all the time. Okay. This is the result. Nice. What I can tell. It's interesting. I have a feeling that there is glossy metal. Let me see how glossy it is in reality. Probably here. Can I see it? Yeah, it's quite glossy. The whole, the case of this juice maker. And I would suggest you look at. Okay, let me grab my pencil. If we look at the reflection that go across, from top to the bottom. Look at this line. Here it's a sharp line, and it immediately tells us this is a glossy piece of plastic. Probably same here, but it's slightly out of focus, and it's still kind of sharp. I don't know. This is probably natural. It's a little bit kind of fuzzy, and it has, that a little bit. I cannot really make it well enlarge here, but there is like a gray, and then it gets darker, and then it gets, the gradient to the brighter. So there is some gradation, I would suggest it to make it just as dark as the darkest part of that gradient. You don't need to have that kind of thing. It will look more glossier, I think. Plus maybe sharp cutoff line, just make it sharper. Because you see the reflection from the handle. It's super sharp, so it's like a mirror. And here it tells us that this is a little bit semi-glossy, but it's not true, it's glossy. So reflections. Then maybe work a little bit on this area. Again, this is probably Photoshop. Not a big deal, but I would kind of fix that, at least to make a straight line on the reflection. Well, this is an interesting, I think it's okay for me. Since, yeah, a little bit of there. Juice, all this. This area, I don't know, it's slightly this reflection, bright reflection. I understand that this is okay, but maybe you need to make it a little bit darker, just because it's not as sexy as the rest. You know, this little container for the juice. Here it looks a little bit like it's not dirty, but you know, not as clean and nice and glossy as the rest of the plastic parts. So maybe you need to move away the attention by, you know, reducing that brightness of the reflection. Juice is fine, but I would personally use orange juice because it's yellow, and yellow, it's like it's I think it will grab more attention, will be just a little bit more sort of emotional. But again, this is fine, but it's like a color which is not red, not yellow, somewhere in between, you know, some like pale. And well, probably this is it. Again, reflection. Look at this. This handle, it's a chrome, and we don't see the chrome. Here we see the chrome, at least a little bit. Here it looks super cool, this part, you know, that gradient. But this one, if you'd have some specular, small highlight with some gradient, it will be just amazingly well. Because this part doesn't look like it's glossy. It just, you know, you catch some reflection, which was, well, which didn't have, you know, the diffuser, which didn't have light behind it. Since you've been using, I don't know, you did use one light? Well, no, you kind of use, it's okay. But what you need to work with these areas with a small spot, really small spot, light from probably a snoot, and manually pick, you know, areas and grab those reflections and put them on the nice areas on your chrome surfaces. Okay, this is it. I'm done. Artem.
All right. So I've been listening and doing some secret stuff over here. So yes, I think otherwise it's unfortunate that I see the things that you say with slight delay, so I don't know exactly what you're talking about when you say that maybe this is a Photoshop thing, but I think that you meant this, straightening this reflection.
No,
Was it
no? On the dial 1, 2, 3, you see on the right, it's this one. You see the reflection?
Oh yeah,
like little one, like it has some curve, which probably
that is very true. That's a good catch actually, because I didn't even look at it. I think whoops, let's do this. Okay, so yeah, I think this otherwise is a really good image, but the most important thing which I noticed over here is over here we have this weird color cast on one of the reflections. I don't know where it's coming from, but I see that it's kind of this reddish gray. For example, here we have just like white and cool colors, but here it's magenta or red or something like that. So I would remove the hue from there and from there as well. So those are the two spots, and then we come to the most important thing, which is this. I think this needs some work. So that's what I did over here. I did this quick mask for darken curve to kind of make this area a bit darker. That was the point which you talked about, that it looks a bit dirty, and I agree because it's plastic. And if plastic is even a little bit dirty or cheap plastic, then it looks cheap and dirty. So making it darker makes it look more like transparent, high quality plastic. And I think even more contrast on the whole thing would be really good. So like that. And then I would make a hue adjustment on the color of the juice,
So orange,
which you
here we go.
said that orange. Yeah, it makes, I think it makes much more sense than red, because it's the most used color in juices. So, and it's kind, it looks more natural, I think. When you look at orange liquid, it's usually associated with orange juice. And then to accompany the orange color, I would even maybe try this kind of experiment more. But as we have orange juice, we could go a bit colder towards blue on the machine, and you get this kind of complementary colors, because orange and cyan are good together. So I think it looks very good if you have this blue tint on the machine, and then you have this like wow orange color on the juice. It looks really nice. So otherwise, yeah, I think it's a really good image, but just needs a bit of work on the juice part and on toning the machine, and then that one reflection. Really good black gradients again. There is this thing in the corner. I noticed it a while ago, but I didn't mark it. And also some stuff over here, so just those maybe. Otherwise, it's quite clean. So yeah, really good. I think this, like, if you turn this on and off, it's quite a huge difference. So.
Yeah, our viewers already noticed, like, wow, it was a puppy, they're on the chat. Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, thank you. This was I think good example again. Like, it's good to always learn new things from images like this. It's just small changes make such a huge improvement. Cool image. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Artyom. Great. The magic with colors and everything. We have a few questions. Artyom, question for you: how to fix color shift of gradients when different light modifiers use sometimes big difference? Roman's talking about that bad situation when one light source slightly different color temperature another, and they kind of overlapping each other on some reflection, which is one color go to another one, right?
You can, yeah, I can answer that right away. For example, over here this is a really subtle example, but over here we have this color hue change over here. So we could try to go to new layer, then set this to hue, then pick the color from over here, for example, where we have the kind of correct hue, and then just try painting over. Let's see if this will work. Yeah, so then when you paint over the area which has a different hue, it's going to adjust it's not going to affect the not the tone, but I mean more like the value of the light. So it's not going to make it brighter or darker. It's not going to affect the saturation. It's only going to affect the hue. So from which color it's going to pick the color. So if you have, for example, one warmer color and one cooler, and you want to change the warmer to the cooler one, just pick the color from the cool one and paint over the warm with hue blending mode on. That's probably going to fix it. Otherwise, you can also do 2 white balances and then merge them together in Photoshop. That's another thing.
Cool.
So yeah, there are many ways. It's just about there is no one correct way. It's just but this is a good one. I think the hue layer works quite well. So hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, I think it is. Thank you, Artyom. And one more question about the name, manufacturer name. Yes, definitely it should be visible, since we product photographers. We always making sure that it is
Oh, this
visible.
one?
Yeah. I mean, that's in general, when we shoot
Yeah.
product, we need to make sure the name, brand name, sometimes model name, it depends, but
Yeah.
it should be visible.
Yeah, definitely. It should be the first thing which should be visible in photos like this.
Alrighty, thank you. Great work, great critique, Artyom. And
Moving on.
Yes, moving on. We need to kind of make it faster. We really love to talk. It's cool, but okay. This is Igor. Hello, Igor. Let's see. So one light source, right? One light modifier, and you've been moving it all around. Okay. You have just vertical hanging this. Well, super cool. Should work, and it's quite different machines. I never seen this in US or whatever, but let's see. It's nice. There is an interesting turn. Since I never seen this shape in real life, I start kind of wondering. And the first thought, I want to see more. Let me grab. Even though on this shot it's like I shouldn't supposed to be like, oh, what more? This is like a low key, and we have all this stuff. But let me tell you something. So we have really bright area, for example, here, right? It's like large spot which is super bright, and it just shows that, well, there is some surface, rather eggshell type of cover, the finish, but something nice and interesting going on here, which is completely hidden, and it's like I want to see that. I don't care about this. I can imagine that there is some flat surface, and probably you can do just slightly some little reflection here, just a hint that okay, there is some wall, and probably you need to work a little bit more on the top, because really that's something that some feature of the product, some design that people put lots of attention and efforts to make it nice, that should be visible. This is something super crazy, and again, I have no idea what is this and how it works, but it looks cool. I mean, that's fine. Very nice shot, like very clean, but maybe you have a little bit too bright areas for such dark image. Beside this, so this little bit probably too much. It's almost overexposed. It's almost completely white on the middle, and for that dark, it's probably too much. And that's it. So some areas, to summarize, move those spots on different areas and make them darker, and it will be probably something slightly different. Well, let's see what Artyom will tell us about this. What do you think, Artyom?
What do I think? I think that we just talked about how the name should be visible. Yeah. But yes, otherwise, yeah, interesting shape. That is true. I don't really know where and what comes from where, but
where is coffee?
Yeah, where is coffee? But I think it comes from here. But otherwise, yeah, this is a bit. I think this is a bit too much, and it's kind of. I feel like it's weird because it's not connected to anything. It's just floating there. Like if you look, it barely connects to anything. If you squint your eyes, it's just there. So I think what you could have done is continued this gradient a bit towards the left and made the gradient a bit more on this part, kind of like this, to have the curved shape, and from here to fade it into the kind of darkness. So this way we still know that, okay, this is kind of this egg-shaped object, and maybe have even, I suppose it's something like that on the top. Have some of that edge visible, and also some of this edge, and get rid of this completely. Just like get rid of it. Then we have the face of the machine, which is the most important thing, and then we have this mysterious black area on the left. So yes, I totally agree that this is a bit, and yes, it's, I tested and it's close to overexposed. It's like one one level of brightness off to white. So it's really bright. I think the image otherwise is really good. There is it's really clean, and this is probably low resolution image from web, but I really like the structure. It looks really nice because it's kind of that it's that sort of probably either good quality plastic or this kind of metal which is grainy to touch. So that's really nice. And then here you have some natural kind of photographic grain and some smooth surfaces and some brushed metal. Really nice. Yeah, looks super good. Otherwise, yeah, this ruined it for me a bit, but otherwise it's really good image. I don't have anything else for this.
Yeah, thank you, Artyom. Yeah, Igor, really cool work. I hope that you had way more shots than you used here. I mean, since you've been kind of moving with the light, maybe you have those areas that Artyom and I mentioned, and maybe you can redo this thing in Photoshop without, reshooting, because the shot is really interesting and nice. It has lots of potential.
I,
Just
I I think if he combined the photos, like the exposures, like
yeah.
was told on the tutorial,
Mhm.
then you can just switch off one layer and turn on
Yeah,
another,
yeah.
and
That's what I
that's it,
hope.
basically.
That
Yeah,
is
I
there
hope
is.
too.
Yeah.
Good image.
Yep. Alrighty. Thank you, Artyom. Let's move forward to the next one. Yep. Oh, okay. Actually, I can see the whole thing now. Yeah, definitely. If you'll see a little bit more on top, exactly as Artyom, described that shape, a little bit more on the bottom and hide that part. Yes, yeah, it's beautiful machine. Okay. Next one, Jean. And okay, no light and stop. It's okay. Oh no, there is. Sorry, fell not. Oh come on, this new one. Why Word is so slow for implementing all this? Anyway, somebody start using it. That Hake, Apple, right? It's Apple format, new mobile format for images. We need to change something in the background to make it work. And this is our Blender, right? Okay. So, Jin, this is unusual because you got some milk in it. It's like good milk, right? Nothing wrong with milk. It just probably not the sexiest liquid to to use in photography this way. When it's kind of calm and just sits there. When it's flying, it's a beautiful thing. When it's calm and sits, it's just there is like lack of colors, lack of dynamics. So that's why just it sits. Plus the lighting that you used here, it's a little bit flat. It's hard to say flat. You have this kind of gradient, but somehow this part doesn't look sexy at all. Really, I mean, maybe some juice, maybe some even water. Maybe it should be spinning. I don't know. Hard to imagine, but somehow it's look a little bit boring. Then another thing for you. I know this the blender. This top bowl, cup, whatever you call it, is glass. And glass, it's basically a beautiful thing to when highlighted nicely, because we can see some reflections, refractions. We can see many things, and you've missed this. We have a little bit of highlight here, but in general, it just something that hard to see the glass on it. I would really suggest if you would have some gradient. Remember how we walked on that area where I had glass? For me, it was that bowl with the coffee. It was glass, and I make sure that we had that gradient going on. You need to make the same here. It should be somewhere, something that will tell us that this is glass and it's glossy. Okay, so one thing. Then you have here the frontal area. You highlighted it almost like it was one light. Yeah, there is some gradients, but it's just one piece, and there is little mystery. in this, very little mystery. Plus that, top without mystery, and boom, we have a shot which, missing this specific mood of, low key that we try to create. So what if you would have somewhere, some other reflection and some other spot with, and then something dark in between. Of course, oyster should be highlighted. That's fine. But again, you may have maybe it's a little bit more. That's craziness. Oh, there is 1 second. It's Roman. Okay, Roman.
Yeah, it's Roman. We haven't got to that yet.
Yeah,
I noticed that as well.
Okay, cool.
We're good. We're good.
So, Jin, it's a good approach to this, but you really need to keep in mind when you work that this is about mystery. We're not showcasing the whole product as usual. We're not doing all this stuff which we usually do for like catalog shots. This is something that should be emotional, and one of the biggest emotion, it's like interest, mystery. You missed it here, and you need to somehow make it happening next time or this time. Artyom, what do you think?
Thank you. Yes, good points. I think let's start from. I'm going to point out the obvious, which is that you said that the blender was slightly used. It's all right. I mean, we don't always get the privilege to use brand new machines, but if you use used blenders, then you have to go around and do some cleaning, because otherwise it's going to look a little bit dirty, and we don't want dirty images. So some cleaning, we have to do some cleaning here and there. There are some the buttons, for example, have quite a lot of some grease, I think, and maybe some dust, and also the scratches on the brushed metal would be good to go. Something over there, just like these things are, they pop to your eyes when you look at the photo. So that's something. The second thing is what Alex told, that this is a bit over here. You kind of, I think, if it was only the bottom part, I can't feel it for some reason, so I'm going to do it like this. So I think the bottom part is actually quite all right. Like it has some, even though it has only kind of one light and it's on the front flat part, it still kind of has some this mystery thing going on, which is what we were after. So we have some soft gradients from the back. I would still go here and make it even more, because here you can slightly see some edges. But then the top part is, yeah, it needs some work. So I think here I'm not sure, Alex, please correct me, but by this small reflection, come on, what is this sorcery? Over here, this is light without the diffuser.
Yes, definitely, it's a spotlight.
Yeah. So I think, like, if you would have used just like transparent, it's a semi-transparent paper or something to diffuse the light, I think it would be twice, even 3 times better. Than, because when you shoot with a hard light, you are going to get all this weird reflections in the glass, and then you get all the dust is very visible, and then I think that is one thing which would make this image much better. And then of course you need some of that mystery which we've been talking about this whole time. So even something like that, it's not great, but it's still, I think, better than if it's just that.
I agree. Yeah.
As a whole. So yeah, work on that, and yeah, maybe some smoothie or something instead of milk. That's another which I think. But the bottom part was, I think it's not that bad. not everything is lost. So it's a good start. Just slight improvements.
Yep, agree. Thank you, Artyom. Yeah, and definitely, guys, this is like a rule of everything. For glass, for any glossy, really glossy surface, we never use bare spotlight. I mean, it's like you can sometimes for highlight, for example, label or something, but it's only for composing image, and we remove all this reflection from it from everywhere except that little piece that we try to highlight. No light, no sharp light for the glass. Never look good, never. And from any area, even from behind, it will highlight some crazy dust, like Artyom said, everything. So no. Okay.
Moving on.
Thank you. Yep, I think we're done with this. Thank you, Jin. Let's move to next one. Thomas. Okay, Thomas is here. And okay, we have some sets. Let's see the subject. Super glossy bowl, like woo, and some semi-glossy. What is that sort of blender? Okay. And this is the result, right?
I have to say at this point that I'm super happy that someone did a close-up shot of something, like really close up. Points for that. Points for that.
Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, because Artyom was telling me, hey, we need to get really close up. I'm saying, well, the macro lens or whatever, I was saying something that I don't want either use it or, well, but I didn't do that close up that Artyom wanted. Yep. Okay. Cool. Thomas, what are you going to tell? Knowing that this bowl is just like, Christmas tree bowl, super glossy, you did a really good job. It's hard to do, to cover it, but you did. It's, the reflection that you got on it, let me grab my, is, I think, in not a perfect shape. I'm not going to even tell you what it reminds me. I'm like, well, yeah. But let's see. For this, since you have a composed shot, right, you can do as many shots as you want. I would really suggest it to have something like when you have, let's say, yes, that's not super bright, but okay. You have some edge light, then you have dark areas, and then you have that gradient. And why don't you go all over like this and make it, from bright to darker, and completely fade away into darkness? It's okay. You still can have light coming this way. Like you have to show that this is bold, even though it's maybe not required. But I don't like this middle reflection. Again, it's super hard to do this with one click. But if you have many clicks, I think it is possible. Since you can cover, that area, make even the hole for the lens if needed. Maybe this is the lens by itself. By the way, do we have the lighting set up here or not? We have, but not much out of it, right? Yeah. So you had. I see the diffuser. Okay, I'm not sure if you have a hole in it. For such thing, you may need to have a diffuser with a hole for the lens so you can cover the camera and, get that kind of thing. So, reflection for this. It's the hardest part, but you can work on it. The rest, let me see. It's nice. Especially I like this area. It's kind of super cool. This is a little bit too flat for me. I don't think we need that much, just, uniformly filled. It's okay. I mean, it looks okay, but we could have it, darker somewhere, just to keep that, waves of brightness and darkness, kind of flowing. Again, if you like it this way, it's your style. That is completely fine. Handheld Profoto. Yeah, so you can do, well, you can do something for handheld. Get that spot, soft spot. Circular, soft spot, and use it for the bowl. Move it to the corner, and then it will be like, falling into darkness. You don't need to play with these two lights, to two sides. It was kind of getting back to the bowl. Okay, what is this? A little bit too many details. Maybe we can. No, it's probably okay. Artyom will probably tell you something about this part. We have some strange thing that either shouldn't be there or should be more visible. Maybe the edge light. I'm not sure. We don't see the bottom at all. Maybe it's fine. I don't know. Artyom, what do you think? I have so many points here and there. It's really cool, but you know.
All right.
What?
So
Yeah.
am I on
Yes,
now?
yes, you
Can
are.
I can I
Yeah.
critique?
Yes,
Thank
it's
you.
your turn. Sorry,
It's
I was
always
involved.
yeah, I can't see when you change to my screen. So
Mm.
yeah, it's I think the kind of here everything is really nice and smooth. I think that the gradients turned out really nice. I wasn't sure which points were the ones which you could commented on, but for what I see is this part has quite a lot of fingerprints or something. I don't know what they are, but that's something I would get rid of. And the gradients over here are really good. I think maybe this corner you could even do slightly softer gradient, so it would go like like a bit closer to the middle. So good that you faded also this bottom part, so it also has some mystery going on. Not sure if we need this part, this inner circle. I don't know if it does add anything to the. What do you think, Alex? I think
I think we can take it away.
yeah, like
Yeah.
just slightly, just even completely remove it. Um, Otherwise, this photo is really good. Maybe
Mhm.
the reflection has a bit of like waviness. Was this something you commented on?
No, I
No?
was kind of. It was a little bit too much. So, yeah, but I agree completely. Yes,
Yeah,
we
just
can
slight
have.
liquify would work here.
Yes, clean it. Artyom, what I
Otherwise,
was talking about, you see this reflection in the middle on the large bowl, like the dark reflection, right in the middle.
yeah, this one.
Yeah, I was kind of talking about to completely use different lighting, so there is no two sides
So
of the
there's
bowl,
yeah.
like just one spot, and then it goes to the darkness. My question is this: how hard to do in Photoshop on
How
this?
hard to do in Photoshop?
Like mimic one light source for the whole bowl. Let's say on the right, like it is bright, and then still spherical, but fading away. Probably it's like really recreating the whole thing, right?
Yeah, it's basically recreating the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, this would be a good topic to talk about in a post-production
Yeah.
tutorial, like completely show how to do it. But yeah, it is doable because this looks like a really kind of glossy surface. Um, yeah, I think it is possible. I can while you're reviewing the next photo, I can try to do something. So maybe I'm not going to show how to do it, but I'm going to
Okay.
try myself.
Okay.
But otherwise, this photo I think is really good. And for the close-up, I think it's nice that someone did close-ups, but what I miss here is that this is a sharp edge. I would want that mystery on the close-ups as well. So I would do something like this, like shoot it this way, so you have some like stuff on the left, and then I would create a new solid color, so it would be black, and then just fade in kind of from the left side. So we would get this kind of we would get the close up with some black around it.
Mm-hmm.
But right now this is really quick. But if you would do it correctly, I think this would be a really nice shot. But otherwise, yeah, for the image itself, I don't have anything. It's really good. It's a cool close up. I'm so pumped. I'm really happy that someone did this.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. I think nothing wrong here.
Oh, it was good, Artyom. Thank you. First of all, I forgot about the second one, but the way that you reviewed it, that's perfect. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay,
Moving
let's
on.
move forward. Yeah, time is clicking, but yeah, really good shots. Lydia, 1, 2, 3. We have let's see the shade. Okay, so it's relatively glossy. I think I know this stuff. Handheld Fresnel lens. Okay, with all kind of stuff. Okay. And the shots. So it's 3, right? 3 in here. Okay, let's look at this one because I could no, it's not 3. 3. I kind of lost a little bit. Okay. Yeah, you almost like a disassembled there, or I'm wrong. I'm sure. Let's look at this one. So it's good. The cool thing would be to highlight, to have it turned on with the lights. It's sort of optional, but sometimes, and especially for this dark, shot, it will be cool if it will be some, especially if it has some lighting on it. If it just numbers, without backlight, that's probably doesn't work to go for it. But if it has some lights, it will be cool to have it. This is good. About this reflection, I'm not sure. Artyom probably will tell you. I kind of really not sure, but something is strange about this, that sharp line in the middle of this, dark reflection. First of all, would be really cool if you can have it the smooth gradient instead. Let me grab it. I'll show you what I mean. So talking about this area, okay? If it would be a little bit more smoother gradient from dark to bright, because your line is, it's soft, but not as could be. Actually, similar here. You lost that gradientish look in some of the areas. Some of them really cool, like this one is nice. It's soft, but it's okay. And again, you see this reflection, this bright one. I don't think we need it at all. I would make this, let's say, the gradient, or even like you have already, but this will be fading away into darkness. Like this, the same color, fading without any of those lines. So I would remove it. This line, not sure. I know it's normal. This is where we have that stitch, on the metal, but maybe we can take it away again. And again, we'll make it like gradient. So from brighter to darker, darker to complete darkness in the middle, and then back to the brightness. Okay. Gradients on this shot is crucial. Managing gradients. Let's think what is here. So we have this corner. We don't have that. That's okay, probably. This is probably okay. Even though maybe I would move it slightly different. Have a little bit more light here and not here. But again, this is something that it's up to you. I don't think it's an issue. Okay. Yeah, this is what I have. This is the areas that I would do slightly different. And the rest is good. Maybe the hue, you have slightly brownish here. If you put everything slightly on the bluish side, I think it will be a little bit more like a metallic look, cleaner. Usually the metal looks blue, better. Bluish look, more metallic and more clean. Okay, I think that's it. Yes, this is it. Artyom, I see doing some magic over there, I guess. But
I'm just I'm going to jump right onto your comment about the red tint. I think the same, that it always looks better if it's slightly colder.
Yes.
We're talking about metal.
Right.
Yeah. So that's just a hue saturation layer and with some added color balance. Do we have I'm just going to all right. So I think the this is really nice. Kind of this has the kind of mystery I was looking for when I thought of this workshop, but I have mixed feelings about, for example, this bottom corner, and I have also mixed feelings about this because we actually got rid of ours in our tutorial. Remember, we had one of those on the side, and you were like, should we maybe take that off? And we agreed to remove because it looked like it was kind of floating there. So, but here it's such a kind of wide thing, so it looks okay to me. So maybe that's all right. But we have this nice gradient over here. I would get rid of that edge on the corner. There is some slight edging going on over there, and also this is I'm not sure. What do you think? Like,
Well,
this
ideally, I
part.
think we need to see a little bit more if because there is some, stuff
Yeah, there is
features there.
something. There is
We
something.
could
but
show it more, or
yeah,
ideally
or
show
we
it
could
more.
get
Rid,
yeah.
but I don't know. It will be slightly detached if it will be nothing.
I
So
think that over here the right way would be to have a bit more
yes,
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
slightly more, yeah.
So right now maybe that's good to leave there. There's this one dot over here.
And what about line? This line that
Oh, this
vertical.
was something you commented on.
Yes,
Okay.
vertical here and vertical actually up there on the darker
Over here.
side. Yes, it's natural. The bottom one it's from lighting, so it's a mistake. The top one I think it's not from lighting, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was a lighting.
Oh, it is a light.
It is lighting.
It
Okay.
yeah, it is definitely a light.
I would get rid of them.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that before you said that. I would get rid. I don't like the top line too much, but I think this is nice. This is kind of all right. Because if you get rid of them, then maybe it becomes a slightly. We can like this will take 2 seconds. We can try it. So if we just take that and go like this and go like this. Let's see. Oh, this doesn't look good. Be careful sometimes. Just as a quick test from far away. I think this kind of adds more curvature to the object when you have the one extra line.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe then thicker because when it's that thin, yeah, it's something in it.
Yeah, because if you get rid of that there, then it becomes one big block of dark area. I don't know if that's good either. So, yeah, I think this is all right. And it's kind of nice line, you know? It's not one of those like which irritate the eyes or make the image worse as it fades really nicely into kind of like
Yeah, maybe one of the
Yeah.
solutions. Yeah. What I was thinking that instead, because we have almost no gradient here on the ball, you see, this is why when
Yeah,
you
over
remove
here.
it, it's like we don't see the shape. But
Yeah.
ideally, it should be some better gradient between bright and dark. The whole thing, you see,
Yeah.
there is like a line, and then it just there is one
It
gray,
cuts.
then another gray, and it's like
Yeah.
all cuts. So ideally, if you would have that gradient, we may not need to have the line because it will be like the volumized.
It will show the curvature
Yes, exactly.
as
Yeah.
a gradient. Yes, I agree totally. But I have to say that really good that both of the names are visible. Like this is a good example where you kind of focus on the important things where you see the name of the company. Otherwise, yeah, only that I why is this here? I don't understand this small dot. So let's move on to there was the second image as well. Same adjustments here for the color swap. I think very big improvement.
This is a
So
few
it's-
images, right, put together. Or-
Yeah, I mean this is a different.
Yeah,
different
because
image.
It's like disassembled. I don't really get it.
I think this is kind of collage.
Yeah, it's collage, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
strange. Okay.
So yeah, I think this is nice. This is kind of one of those. I could see this in a magazine where you have kind of announcement of a new product
Three
and
images.
some description here. So yeah, 3 images, so it's a collage. Yeah, I think it works. Also, like names visible. This is this this is really nice. This is
Mhm.
really sexy. I think
Yeah.
it's great that you have this mystery coming from here, and then you have that like this handle looks really high quality. You just want to grab it. It's really nice, I think. That was also this is nailing something what I was looking for um, in my head when I came up with this. So really nice. I don't think there is nothing wrong with this one. So thank you. Really good, really good.
Yep. Thank you.
Moving on,
Let's move on. We have three more. Whoa,
four more, four more.
four more. We need to speed up somehow. Okay. Bogdan. Bogdan have, oh, beautiful. First of all, such a construction. Almost like a Dyson, but for the juices, I guess. Nice, nice, very nice. And the label and beautiful. Those curves, love it. No, really cool. Let's see, what is this? Oh, this is another one. And the spot, and basically the spot and the one diffuser. So Bogdan, what I say, love it. All cool. We have reflections, we have the sharp cut of lines, glossy thing looks glossy, like this part is more glossy, this one is less, probably it is slightly different finish. If not, well, still looks good. This is a little bit, it's kind of funny, we have this, well, like, I don't know, color or whatever you call it, and then boom, it disappeared there. I don't think it's a big issue, it's more like a mystery. On other hand, maybe we could have on that corner, on the left middle corner, sort of, maybe, let me show you what I mean. If you would have here slightly, if there is, again, I'm not sure about the shape, but I assume there is like this shape, right? So if you could have just a beginning of that curve, then disappearing into darkness, that would be cool, because right now it's that white element, and it just booms. It's like, you know, going to nothing. You see here you have slight edge, and it's already good. Maybe you can increase it, and again it can disappear. You don't need to go all the way down. It's fine, but you know, like starting that that shape. Okay, yeah, this is cool. So this one is super nice. This one, yes, it's super cool too. Probably Artyom will tell you a little bit about more, you know, liquefying. But again, maybe this is just JPEG. You know, those reflections on that metal blades or whatever that. They look really nice. Maybe they are really good. Yeah, the gradients, all this. Okay. So yeah, this is super cool. Nice. This is nice. Not that I can talk too much. This is, since it's white, I would suggest you slightly thicker reflection on the left, let's say. That specular reflection that starts here on the top, yeah, like completely bright reflection on that black part of this, well, blender, right? If it could be slightly thicker and go the way that you did, so it will show you that glossy white finish of that handle, you know. And the same could be done probably for the metal part, especially if it's glossy. Slightly brighter line that you already have, you know, maybe slightly thicker, so it just, you know, like little star in the darkness and then disappears. Since if it's glossy, if it's really glossy metal. Okay. Yeah. Super cool. Not much I can talk about this. Artyom, what's your turn?
All right. Yeah, this is cool. This is really cool. I have never seen a construction like this. It's yeah, I don't see anything in this. I think it's really nice. It is very vertical, so this is really kind of one of those images where the the photographer has already made some gradients at the bottom over here, so it you can't really add much mystery to it because you're going to lose half of the image otherwise, as it's so narrow. But I think yeah, I don't see anything over here. The logo is visible and there is no dust. I didn't notice where you talked about liquefying. I don't
No,
see
not on this
and
image, not on this. What I was
okay,
talking here about the left part, you see this white line kind of goes,
this
yeah, and then it kind of ends there. I was kind of thinking if we could have slight more shape going a little bit down, the reflection or
oh over
whatever.
here
Yeah, not all the way, but slightly.
slightly.
Like, let's show that there is something going on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think yeah, that's a good
And actually,
good
same
point.
from the other side. Yeah.
Or fade this in, either or. Which one is yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Sometimes this is the reason that you need two pairs of eyes on one image, because sometimes someone else can see something that other can't. Oh yeah, that's a good point. But otherwise, flawless image, I think.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, the top part, I don't know, do we need liquefier there or not? This reflection, that's cool, this little reflection.
Oh, the bendy kind of like
Yeah, like
over
this.
here. Yeah,
And when it goes up, well, maybe it's fine. It's
yeah, it's fine. I think
it's fine. Okay,
here
yeah,
there's so much going on that
yeah.
I
Okay,
think
I agree.
it's all right.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't know. This is really good.
it's good. Yeah.
It's really nice. Um, yeah, over here, I don't know. I would have left this part a bit brighter so you could see the whole thing, because this over here is really bright, but this is kind of going into the darkness. I would make this part a bit darker, just slightly from this direction and this, and I would make this a bit brighter so we have focus on the front and maybe the logo as well. But yeah, this is also a good image. But we have third image as well. Here I would like to have this knob in the center. It's kind of and maybe just when you photograph this thing, maybe rotate it a bit towards the right. So this is one of those where it would be cool if it's straight. It's completely straight, like almost mathematically straight, so it's perfect. Because right now it has this slight angle, and those slight angles, you don't really know if it's an accident or if it's purpose. Like, what's the angle for? You can't really see anything because of that slight angle. So yeah, I would have it completely straight, completely symmetrical, and the dial in the middle. Otherwise, it's good fading over there, and I think this should be visible completely because we kind of have the mystery coming from the bottom. So yeah, this should be straight, and this is again low resolution image, but here you can see some. I would try to make these a bit better. The buttons. Yeah, that's it for me. I think otherwise it's good.
Thank you, Artyom. Yes, good point about straighten. That's true. Usually it's like about, at least 30 degrees. It definitely tells us that, hey, this is, like you rotated it for
Yeah, it's supposed to be
yeah.
rotated.
If it's like less than 10 degree, I think it's about, 8 degree or something here. It's really not clear. Is it like accidental or not? Good point.
Yeah, I do agree.
Okay, thank you. Let's move forward. So, Bogdan, really good job. Thanks. That was awesome. Okay, Roman, We have an espresso. How did you shoot it? Okay, you used multiple light sources, I guess.
Oh, this is actually like I think you've shot something similar. Like really, I remember you've shot
Oh,
a
the
coffee machine.
Nespresso
Yeah.
coffee machine. Yeah, yeah, it's the same brand, a little bit different machine. Yeah, but yeah, with some similarities. Yeah. Okay, this is the result, right? And
Ooh.
it's good. It's good. I love the reflection, guys. Check it out. How glossy should look glossy when we have sharp cutoff line. I'm talking about the right part of that kind of spherical thing on it. We have the just sharp cutoff line. There is not much brightness going on, right? But it's immediately we perceive it as completely glossy surface. And when you miss it, it's questionable. Many of you guys, it was not that sharp, and you just do it in Photoshop. You can always make it just as sharp as possible. One thing, Roman, usually I try to. It's probably maybe it's not a mistake, not a big deal, but when this touches touches your gradient, just because it touches, we usually try to avoid this. Either overlapping or there is a gap. There is too tiny gap. It's like it's we can call touches. So I always like look at those areas because this is where the tension goes. We didn't have tension, that type of tension. Okay. Overall, really nice gradients, nice shapes. I love everything. The little question about the whole thing, like why it's on a surface and why I don't believe that this is on a surface. Because for me, it's really floating, even though there is like some bright area on that probably digitally added surface. I don't know, but I don't believe that it is, staying flat on something. For me, it just floats because it's not connected by the light, reflections, and everything. No shadows, no lights, no reflection. It's completely. So maybe you need to just make it floating and take away the background at all. To get to that shot that we are shooting, all of us, right? Like no visible surface, no background, nothing, just parts of the Nespresso.
Oh, he wait till you see the second image.
Oh, so it's not.
Oh, it's yeah.
You need to refresh or what?
Yeah, refresh and go down.
Oh, down. Okay, so I kind of started this, and I probably it's done. My part is done here, so the rest is fine. That's those areas that I mentioned. Let's go to the bottom one. Okay, here it is. So this is our shot, and it has some smoke. Well, not smoke. Fog, whatever you call it. Steam. Yeah. And well, this is questionable for me.
Wait, what shot are you looking at?
Breville. Oh, sorry.
No,
1 second.
No,
oh,
that's different.
It's different. Okay, sorry. So it's
Go to Roman's page.
Yes. I jumped. Sorry. Okay. Thank you. Okay, cool. So the same thing from top. Nice. Oof.
Yeah, that's like I think.
Yeah.
This is two completely different shots.
Yes, two completely different, and this is super. Yeah, this is super cool. They don't really come well together because of the background, so they doesn't look like a part of series, unless you adjust the first one to match this by surrounding area. But this is super cool. The very first thing that negatively, the rest is super positive, came to my mind is that you need to have probably liquify on the top reflection bright part, the right part of that knob. It's slightly like this. Probably you need to make it as smooth as the left part. But the rest, man, this is good. I don't know. Artem, what do you think? I love it.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think, yeah, Roman, you really nailed the second shot. I think the first shot. Am I on?
Yes, you're on. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I think the first shot isn't really what we were kind of looking for. It's more close to. It's really good. I think how you've shot it, it's really good, and the post production is really good. But it's, yeah, as I said, it's not really what we were after. So just putting it on maybe black background, I think would be really good. If we just we can do this like this. If you just put it on a black background and make some fading, it's straight away going to become closer to our kind of workshop theme. So let's make a selection, invert it, and make a black background, and just use a large brush to fade in. So now it kind of it's closer to what we were after, and it's, as I said, it's really good. Looks good, but this background isn't working for me. And as Alex said, it's the perspective over here. I think it's what isn't really correct. I think the horizon line should be lower, but again, it's not for this, so I'm just going to move on to this one because I think this is amazing. It's quite a cool photo. The coffee is such a huge deal here, I think, as it's really beautiful. So I wouldn't leave it in the dark. I would actually make it a bit brighter, so you can see it a bit more, and maybe reduce some of the saturation so it's not so harsh. So something like that. And Alex, you were completely right about the top reflection. I would just mask out the text and the arrows and remake this from a solid. Just make it completely gray and make some sort of gradient so it doesn't look fake, and also add some noise which matches the noise around the object. So this was, yeah, the only thing. Also, I noticed this needs liquify, and also if you leave this here, then you have to liquify over here to make it kind of look neat and nice. Also, here we can actually see there is one kind of let's make this brush a bit smaller. There is one line over here which I would get rid of. So just make the gradient complete until the edge. Otherwise, yeah, really, really nice. There's something reflecting over here as well. I don't know what that is. Do you know, Alex?
Not sure what it is.
What do you think of that? Because I see that this is a glossy.
Yeah, probably should be removed. I mean, maybe it's handle of the cup, but it's.
Oh, actually, yeah, maybe. And then also that white dot over here.
Oh.
Why do you guys leave these like small dots?
I didn't see them at all until you show.
I do. Like that's the first thing I see. Like it's such a deal breaker for me when there is like one dot floating in the black. But yeah, really good. Thank you. This again nailed the theme of the workshop.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you, Roman. Thank you, Artyom. This is great. Okay, now we jump to Dino. And that showed that I was accidentally start reviewing.
So 2 more?
Yeah, 2 more. Really 2? And 1 from Cambodia, right? Okay. Oh, okay. I'll open it later. So let's do this. Let's jump on this and be very fast. Okay. This is good. It comes well to the theme. It comes out from the darkness. It has the mood. One thing I don't see. Let me 1 second. I don't see. No, it is. I see it. So it's not super glossy, but some parts are glossy. The base, the bottom, definitely relatively glossy. The surface, the plastic. The top one, it still could be glossy because it's almost like the same lighting. So what I'm talking about, that it's a little bit too soft for me, everything. it's fine. It's completely okay. But I would really love, for example, it definitely not matte glass, on the bottom. Can be matte, right? It's a glass, and we need to have a look at the Roman photo, how he did that glossy plastic. Sharp cutoff line, guys. Just do it. Don't make it smooth. It's not right. It's just not right. It's not correct representation of the surface, and it's important to preserve the surface. Otherwise, you do something on your own, not for client. Like, look at this. Actually, I start seeing it now. Yeah, on the right top part of that, coffee machine. The coffee probably it's the everything, the brewing stuff, right? It has sharp cutoff line and it looks cool, but it's not bright, so I don't even notice it immediately. The bright part, again, it's very smooth. It's so smooth that it could be okay, but we need to make sure that we have the sharp cutoff lines. So preserve correct surface finish. And what else? Maybe a little bit more mystery. Maybe you can hide some parts. Not sure. Maybe you can hide that a little leg on the bottom left. Maybe not. It's up to you. This button, not the sexiest part, but again, why not? On off. It's like industrial grade, coffee machine with that button, so everyone won't miss it. And steam. The steam looks definitely fake. It's lots of steam all around. It may be such a style, like there is something in it, but I'm not a big fan of that. I love to see the steam, a little bit more edgy. There is a brushes, all kind of brushes and line brushes, where you can recreate that steam type or smoke, or it depends on how you process it. But I would love it to see a little bit less and a little bit edgy, so it's like little accent. And here you have like almost like like a steam machine, lots of fog going on. Okay, that's it. Let me give the air, how you call it, to Artyom. So what do you think?
Thank you. I straight away think that the steam doesn't work here. It's too soft. It looks like more like a brush to me. So something like this. It's very similar. So yeah, if you add smoke, add real smoke, or use realistic smoke brushes you can get free ones on the internet. But this doesn't work to me, in my opinion. It's kind of, it doesn't add much to the image. Let's see. So I'm also kind of, it's hard to add mystery when you have this kind of straight from the front image. This has this standard kind of product photography look to it, because it has two softboxes on the either side, so it's just regular two light setup. I don't know. It's because if you add gradients from the sides now, it's going to be looking really odd. So I don't know which side it would be, but otherwise I would increase some contrast on the. Why isn't this working? Is it working? There we go. So I would increase some contrast and some light over here, and add some color to those parts. And I would add some light over here, because this is now brighter than the right side. And there are some spots which I would clean up. So that, and that over there. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to review, because this smoke is a bit distracting. But yeah, otherwise it's well shot, it's sharp. it's, as I said, it's missing some brightness on the right, and it's missing some of the kind of mystery factor. I think this is really nice. Like the handle looks like it should. Like you have this really nice light on it, and then it kind of goes into darkness, which is good. And also here are some nice gradients. But the top part is really difficult to fade it because you lose so much of the object. So maybe when photographing something like this, which has to come from the darkness, maybe try to shoot it at an angle, because the only way that I think it works from straight from the front is to fade it from the sides. But such small object is really hard to fade, so I don't know what to do here. It's really difficult. So otherwise really good, but I would work on the composition a bit more.
Thank you, Artyom. Yeah, definitely composition. Plus, I understand why it's hard to do something, because you used, like Artyom mentioned, this, like regular photography lighting with, strip boxes on both sides, and they immediately make all this visible, all the edges, everything, even though with nice gradients, but there is no mystery. Remember how I did it? I used strip box to get reflection on the bowl, on the glass bowl underneath. That was only the area where I had that nice line, and it was like a gradient because of this. The rest areas, I was using the spotlight circular spot to have, for example, imagine that the top bowl would be, let's say, the right side, when you have sort of nice gradient, sharp cut of line, but instead, if you would have a spotlight on the corner, on the top corner, top right corner, and then it will be fading away. Somewhere in the middle, it will be losing the brightness to almost dark. And then you could have from different area, not across, but let's say a little bit from the bottom, another spot. So all these spots will create a mystery, okay? And this is what's hard to kind of do now. You probably can do this in Photoshop. You spend lots of time, hiding those areas, but again, it's better to shoot. Okay, Artyom, I think we need to, kind of jump on the last one and finalize.
Yeah, we have the last
yes,
photo.
yes. Thank you. Thank you. Good job as usual. And this one, I think, right? The last one is the Morten submitted, right, from a guy from Cambodia, right? I used only a spotlight, so this is why no hard edges. I will reshoot with strip box. This is something that probably was for the previous shot, not for this one. Anyway, let's see.
So is this the JBL we're looking at?
Yes, JBL speaker. So I'll be straight on this and quick. First, don't crop that tight. Never. No reason. No reason, not for the view, not for portfolio, not for the customer. They can crop by themselves. If it's only like you need to get the maximum, for some reason, the maximum resolution from your image, then you can shoot this way. That's fine. But the final image that you put on your portfolio shouldn't be cropped this way. You can add, in Photoshop or whatever, but it should be that. This is first. Second, the lighting here is good. Since you have the textured subject, you kind of have that gradient going on from bright right to darker left. That's fine. The angle. This product has the most interesting part, the features, is actually the left side, like the opening for the sound. But the top, where we have all the controls, you show something. So you're not hiding the top for some reason, but you're not showing it either. There is like I want to kind of see, and I couldn't see. I want to rotate it. You need to do with your camera. Don't let your viewer try to kind of get there. It's not 3D yet. Raise your camera. Always shows the most important features of the product that you shoot. This one is important. All these things. Plus, there is not much important on the bottom. It just there is no reason to put our attention there. So definitely more from top. This is a completely different. This is not from this theme. I mean, not from what we shoot. Well, the theme is the same. It's on a black background, but you didn't kind of utilize that look because it's just like, the whole thing is visible. I'm not going to tell you, hide pieces because you probably didn't try to do this. So next time, please stick more to the theme, because you can always shoot old workshops and submit it later, for the review. But this one, it's better to be on this one. That said, GBL is not really visible. The last thing that you need to put one more light. Well, if it's just one light source, get a little bit something more interesting on the left. You already have some sort of gradient there, but that surface of that it's sound diffuser, right? It's little that metal thing. It could look really cool if you put a little bit more light, catch reflection, and it will be like that hourglass type of reflection, which look cool, and GBL will be visible there. Okay, I'm done with it. Artyom, what is your turn?
Yeah, I mean, there is more on the shooting part. I can't really give too much advice on this because obviously if I am right, there probably is really little done in Photoshop, like barely anything, because and as you said that guys, if you submit your work, please try to stick to the theme, because that's what we're reviewing here. But yeah, it would need a pitch black background because we can see stuff around and kind of the texture which the JBL is standing on. But again, if just by spending some time, you could go and basically mask this object around, replace the background with black, and maybe fade in from the right with black color, increase light over here, increase light over there, and you could have completely different image. That's like, maybe, I think, well, if you're not really experienced with Photoshop, it might be an hour of work. If you are really experienced with Photoshop, this is a work of 15 minutes. So like, yeah, you could completely turn this image into something else. And I do agree with Alex that the buttons would be really interesting to shoot with like macro lens and with nice gradients, and then just fade it into the darkness. So yes, please stick to the theme, and we'll both get more out of the image than what we get now.
Yep.
So I think this was the last one, and don't turn me off yet. I'm going to get quickly back to this image. So I removed the middle line, and yeah, I hid the layers, so I'm sorry, I'm not going to show it because this is actually a thing which we're working on with
part of the course,
part of the post-production course. And we're going to teach some techniques how to replace textures if you need to get rid of things like this and improve the gradient or do whatever. It's basically now almost identical down to the graininess of the surface. It's just and this is like quickly done example which I did while Alex was reviewing the photography part of the photos. So yeah, this is just to show that yes, it is possible to do in Photoshop, and it's fairly easy. It's just working with curves and solid colors. So yes, this is just something I wanted to show.
Yes,
show to you guys.
Cool. Thank you. That's what I see when you know magic in Photoshop, you can do this stuff, but this is what exactly I was talking about when.
Yeah, and it's actually, I think it looks better without the line in the middle. Yeah.
But the line was like, sorry, it was like a butt, for me. Like.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. We're all here, I think, to learn, and again, this is a good example. So yeah, that's for me. I'm done on my side.
Beautiful. You can stop sharing the screen, Artyom. Thank you so much. Let me jump to this one. Okay. So, guys, thank you for such a great work. Everyone did a really, really, really good work. We have, it's not ready yet, but we're working on it. Our next workshop soon will be posted. What else? What else? I was thinking to tell you. Probably this is it. Oh no, one little thing. It's about previous shot. I noticed, but then I forgot. When Artyom said macro lens for the the top stuff, I would disagree. Not a macro lens that what is your name, guy from Cambodia? Well, we don't know because Morten submitted it. You use wider angle lens for such subjects. They look more interesting. Okay, unless you do the close up, then yes, close up macro lens.
Oh yeah,
looks cool.
yeah, I
it's
do
like,
agree. Actually,
and of course the
That's a
lighting.
good point.
Yeah, and the lighting should be different. You need to highlight those top pieces, but it's a different story. When you do it, we'll tell you how. Okay, that's it. We're done. So Artyom, thank you for once more great reviewing.
Thank
Beautiful
you.
insights.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Yeah.
It's my pleasure.
We really need to, speed up that work on the post-production course because I think it will be it will be a rocket really. With your knowledge, it should be something. And everyone, thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you for submitting your work. Thank you for staying with us at ProClub. Let's meet next time on next workshop. Okay, dokie. Let's see. Do we have any questions? No. Yes, it was actually on the chat saying that why I didn't power my machine when I was shooting, and first time I was thinking about it. Well, I can remind myself when I was reviewing somebody else shot, saying that it's good to be powered, and then question in my head, well, Alex, did you power the shot on your machine? And it's probably so. Yeah, I forgot. I remember I prepared the cords, everything, and boom. So yes, it's better to be powered. And I think the machine that I had beautiful lights on the knobs, so it's a big bad thing, but it happens. Okay, I'm glad that you noticed, guys. That's it. Thank you so much. See you next time on next workshop. Stay tuned. An email will be sent. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Okay.